It's a beautiful June day, and I would like to introduce you to the 98% finished Urthworm. This has been a labor of love. It's been a long time coming, and we are excited that tomorrow morning is our maiden voyage. And we are excited and hope everything works out just the way everything was designed and tested out. So let's check this thing out. Here's the beast. She's all packed up and ready to rock and roll. I'm not gonna bore you with my voice a whole lot, but just gonna kind of walk you around the almost finished product. There's the dog bed and the water tank, freshwater tank. These are the H2 Hummer seats that I installed in here. All my gauges and all that good stuff for monitoring. Mapping system on the tablet. The tablet will also monitor my solar input, voltage, wattage, amperage, as well as it will monitor tire pressure, tire temperature, and anything else I can plug into it down the road. Got the 600 watts of solar up on top, all wrapped up and finished up. Those are 6 100 watt Renogy solar panels. And then I've got 2 antennas up there for two-way radio. And CB, I would like to, in the future, get my ham license and play with that some, but for now it's just citizen band and two-way. Here's coming into the driver's side. So I've still got to finish up. That's why I said 98%. I still got to finish up, trim, box in these corners, build a boot for between the RV body and the truck. And so it's basically it's cosmetic stuff. Little bit of mechanical stuff, but mostly cosmetic. And there are some other components that I'm looking into doing as well, just to kind of change things up. I'm looking at going with the original H1 Hummer wheels and tires and get some more capacity out of that. I'm just doing my best to try to stay away from dual rear wheels, and but it's not maxed out weight-wise on the rear axle, but it's heavier than I'd like it to be. I'm roughly 6,000 pounds on the rear axle. It handles and drives fine on the airbags and the heavy suspension that I put in, but I realize my weak point right now is my tires, wheels, and even possibly bearings. So I'll be monitoring all those temperatures real closely, just kind of see how this first trip goes. You can see here I built the rear bumper. Those are E-Trailer Command LED flush mount taillights with the reverse centers, but I also added some LED backups. And I will be also building a rack across the back of this. I was kind of rushed to get this thing done so that way we can make this maiden voyage, and because it's a family camping trip, and then also I just wanted to get this thing out before getting back to work. So everything's working good. The hydronics works absolutely beautiful. The solar, I'm having some problems. Renogy is working with me right now on the Bluetooth module, and then I'm just kind of learning at this point where my solar should be as far as on the charge controller, on what my amperage and wattage and stuff like that should look like depending on the time of day. So, and all of the charge controller, 10,000 watt inverter, lithium battery, all of those components are in this lower box down here. So let's step up in here and have a good look. So it's been an 80-degree day today, and everything is still nice and cool inside the Urthworm. And that's due to leaving the window open on our shade side and running these fantastic fans, or excuse me, max air fans. I just got them all running on speed 2, and that draws a nice draft through this window. I also made covers for the pickup windshield, side windows, and that also helps considerably for keeping that sun from baking the inside of this thing. So pulled a nice clean cool draft through the camper, and it feels great. So that's on an 80-degree day. I think that it will still feel good even on a 90-degree day. So if not, we'll put an air conditioner in it. I've got my Yeti bucket down there just for when we're in campgrounds that doesn't, which will be quite a bit. If you're in a campground like in a national park or even a national forest, for that matter, they can be pretty picky about running gray water out onto the ground. So I'm bringing that bucket because I don't have a gray water storage tank in this unit. So the bucket will allow me to catch that when I'm in a picky area, and otherwise it'll just be run into the ground, which it's all biodegradable soap that we'll be using in here. So we won't be harming anything as far as that goes. That TV is in its travel position. It's locked into a swing. There's an arm that it swings on. You've seen in my past videos. It's in that locked position right now. So the cabinet doors and drawers all turned out pretty darn good. That is the only thing in this whole rig that I didn't build, was the cabinet doors and the drawers. These were the soft slam or soft close drawers, and just driving this truck around town, the drawers still wanted to come open, and so I did put some of your RV catches on some of those, just your standard typical RV catch, just to keep some of these drawers that, I don't know if it was just the way that the rails were installed or what, but to keep them more solid. So, but like I said, all the components are working, and they're working well. I had to fight the water pump for about a day and a half. It was giving me fits and getting hot, and it ended up just being a matter of changing out some connectors and adjusting the pressure regulator, which I think that was probably more of the problem than anything. It was the actual, I had to adjust the pressure regulator to keep it from cycling so much. It was getting hot at the terminals because it was cycling so much. So this refrigerator is awesome. Lots of storage. We have lots of storage in this rig. I mean, for this camper body, from this point, minus the overhang, to the back wall of the bathroom, this floor, or this box, is 10 feet. And so it's amazing how much room is in here with just a 10-foot box. You get rid of those wheel wells from your pickup box and a slide-in camper, and it's amazing how much more room you gain. So that is kind of it on this walkthrough. Like I said, she's about 98% done. I just have some trim. I gotta trim up the around the opening between the cab and the camper, and get that trimmed up. Just some oddball things. Of course, I'm gonna probably play with components here and there and figure some different things out. Play with the tires and wheels, and make sure that I'm safe going down the road for myself and everybody around me. And this thing, full of water, full of 60 gallons of fuel, 60 gallons of water, I came in at 11.7. So I backed that water off to just carry about 10 gallons. you know, we're around that 11,000, just over that 11,000 mark. And so like I said, the suspension on this thing, the way that I built the suspension from the nose back and the steering components, that I'm not worried about. My weak point, of course, now is my wheels, tires, and possibly bearings. And so we'll just kind of monitor that and see how it goes down the road. And if we have any issues, then we'll address it at that point. But I appreciate everybody that's kind of walked through this adventure with me and ask questions and maybe even learn something. Stay tuned for more adventures on my Instagram page. It's Urthworm Overland on Instagram. That's the only social media platform that I use, and there will be lots of pictures and videos of this 2-week adventure that we're heading on starting in the morning, and would love to see you check it out. Thanks again. I hope you guys have a great one, and keep on building. If you can dream it, you can build it.